Do you want to learn more about the legal nitty-gritty of land laws? Benefit from our programs at Witness Radio. We will teach you how you can protect your land from land grabbers. Are you a human rights activist? Do you want the voice of the voiceless to reach the authority responsible? Tune in to the People's Radio, Witness Radio. Listen to Witness Radio addressing land issues in your community on matters of land development that do not affect the people and the environment.
Witness Radio.
Witness Radio.
Witness Radio.
Witness Radio.
In a world racing toward clean energy, who's left behind? Welcome to Eyes on a Just Energy Transition, the program that highlights on Africa's journey toward a fair and inclusive energy future.
Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, depending on where you are listening from. Welcome to Witness Radio, your trusted voice. You are listening to Eyes on a Just Energy Transition, where we take you on an informative journey of Uganda's renewable energy transition plan. Globally, countries are shifting from dirty fossil-based fuels like coal, oil, and gas to embrace cleaner, sustainable energy sources that protect our planet. Uganda, too, is part of this global movement. But what exactly does this transition mean for us as a country and citizens? We are excited to introduce our brand new radio series, The Media in Renewable Energy. In this series, we are using the power of the media to shine a light on Uganda's journey toward clean, sustainable energy. However, to listen to us, visit our website, which is www.witnessradio.org, or visit Google Play Store and download the Witness Radio app. In case you would like to reach out to us, please chat with us on our WhatsApp, which is +256 745 965 765, or through calling us directly on +256 414 697 221, and we will hear you out, or on all our social media platforms. Today, we are looking at the Renewable Energy Conference and Expo 2025, which has kicked off today in Kampala, Uganda, and is expected to run until 22nd of this month, which is this Wednesday. It will be running under the theme, the transformation of energy systems to improve livelihoods and the conservation. The Ministry of Energy and Mineral Development, in collaboration with the National Renewable Energy Platform, REC, have organized the event, and it is predicted to be a pivotal movement for Uganda's journey towards a sustainable energy future. The REC and Expo is an annual event that was formed by REC to address challenges affecting renewable energy. Its major aim, however, is to contribute to the achievements of the Energy Transition Plan objectives for the clean energy agenda through aiding universal energy access. It also aims at increasing awareness about clean energy and its development. This year, the Expo is intended to hold dialogue and discussions on 5 different thematic areas that include technology development and deployment, training and research in renewable energy, policy, planning, markets and standards of renewable energy, knowledge management, and knowledge and information management about renewable energy and its deployment. Witness Radio has spoken to experts and the key organizers of the event, and they provided insight on what people should expect this year and expounded more on its aims. Godfrey Chimuri, the coordinator of the National Renewable Energy Platform, Uganda, gives us a brief background of the Expo and the foundation. Before Mr. Kimley comes in, let us go into a short commercial break, and when we return, we start from there.
Do you have any information in regards to land grabbing, or you're aware of any person who has been evicted and their property destroyed because of land disputes? Report to Witness Radio through our numbers 0414 697 221 or WhatsApp 0745 965 765, or you can report directly to our website on www.witnessradio.org. Just click on the map, follow the direction, click on the map indicating the individuals and the land being grabbed. Click on that word, report evictions. Then report any victim of land evictions. Thereafter, search for your area of residence on that map. Click your area of residence, then a red dot will indicate. Click the red dot and fill in the form, then save your input. Don't forget to attach the picture of the grabbed land in question, then upload to send.
Eyes on a Just Energy Transition, a program that unpacks Africa's shift toward cleaner, fairer, and more sustainable energy. Join us every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 10 a.m. East African Standard Time as we spotlight communities, policies, and voices shaping the continent's energy future. Stay informed, stay empowered. Keep your eyes on a Just Energy Transition. Right here on Witness Radio.
You're listening to Eyes on a Just Energy Transition.
Welcome from that brief commercial break. You are still listening to Witness Radio, your trusted voice. This is your program, Eyes on a Just Energy Transition, where we take you on an informative journey of Uganda's renewable energy transition plan. Mr. Godfrey Chimuli, you may continue from there.
There are so many challenges facing renewable energy, like fragmented efforts in the renewable energy sector. We can talk of limited finance. We can talk of under deployment of clean energy. We can talk of inadequate policy development, dialogue, and what have you, and the lack of awareness among the populace about renewable energy, how it can be used, and how it can benefit the whole society. So, all these were problems, including many I have not mentioned, that the ministry or government looked at in formulating the NREP. The main objective of forming NREP was to bring all stakeholders in the NREP to discuss about all those problems, formulate solutions, and then disseminate the information that would have been got or realized to everybody now for the development of the renewable energy sector. And so it was under that arrangement that they realized that all these ideas, innovations, challenges, breakthrough discussions, whatever, can only be done under an annual conference, which they dubbed Renewable Energy Conference.
He adds that the conference is one of the major activities under the National Renewable Energy Platforms and shares a recap of the previous conference, REC2025, the issue discussed, recommendations made, and whether they have lived up to their expectations.
During the last REC, we noted from the recommendations that were made throughout the whole sessions of REC, we made recommendations, and it was identified that the people from both the religious and the cultural institutions seemed to be in a position where they can ably and easily carry forward the message of what we were talking about, carry forward the message of clean energy adoption and use. But they were not being involved in these issues. So it was identified, or it was recommended that cultural and religious institutions be reached, enlightened, and supported to get involved in activities of advancing knowledge creation about adoption of renewable energy and clean energy technologies. Okay. So demonstrations and discussion and workshops have been carried out with cultural and religious institutions to ensure that they get enlightened about clean energy issues and their adoption. And we have seen that they are playing a big part in advancing the same agenda.
He adds the REC2025 also had to discuss and address the issue of stakeholders missing out on the clean energy agenda. These included the royalty, the youth, and the refugees.
It was also realized that a cross-section of stakeholders, mostly the population, were also not being included. And the non-inclusiveness of various stakeholders in the advance of renewable and clean energy adoption. Now, this included the royalty, that class from the royal royalty whatever groups, the executive, people of middle class,
yes,
who are just doing their own business, not minding about what is renewable energy, what is clean energy.
Sure.
For him, once he gets his LPG, it's finished.
Right.
The refugees and the rural common man and the youth, these were also not being included. But in the last REC2025, this issue, this idea was brought about, having realized that most of these have not been included in the discussions and the dialogues about clean energy and clean energy advancement. So, as a recommendation, it was said that this be brought on board, which has been done. We have had several workshops, several dialogues with the youth, the refugees, the executive, and we worked with a cross-section of those people, and they are now, most of them, a bit aware of what clean energy issues are through recommendations of REC2025.
According to the civil society organizations, REC is an opportunity for Ugandan audiences and it targets all communities whose issues must be seriously discussed. Chimboa Richard, the chairman of the Renewable Energy Civil Society Network and a member board of trustees of NEREP, says these have been neglected.
So the renewable energy conferences, in their own right, have been a rallying point annually for Ugandan audience and partners, not only Ugandan but even others. Instead of us going there, now people are coming in here to do many things, including sharing knowledge, technologies that they think can be of use to us.
Yes.
They had questions of why and how accessing finance,
Yes.
but also opportunities in terms of skills, strengthening, which would only limit, that time it would only be a few people who would benefit or be exposed to that. But now this REC, makes it possible for Ugandan audiences from all of society,
Yes.
that really care to come and listen and learn, to be able to do that. So that's what I see the REC is useful in that sense. I think for us as civil society, the main thing is, of course, for us we are about knowledge, information and knowledge, but also influencing policy. In terms of knowledge sharing, and I think also public awareness, the REC has been a useful platform for civil society to share what they think around the energy sector, and very specifically the renewable energy sector, which has of recent globally being attracted a lot of attention due to challenges of climate change and the challenges of the need to switch from the traditional energy sources to sustainable energy sources, if you want. So civil society have been talking about, for example, the issue of just transition. How best can this be for a Ugandan audience, for Uganda? And how does it start? From where to where? So there are hard questions that sometimes they are assumed when people sit in boardrooms.
Yeah.
But when civil society come in from their own settings across the country, they bring a wealth of knowledge and experiences and potential, inputs to this very hard discussion.
Godfrey Chimuli also made remarks on REC24 and whether the resolutions made have been implemented.
One of the issues was that the government partners were urged to support the clean cooking initiatives using various other renewable energy sources, like the bioethanol, and forming up the institutional structures.
Yes.
So this one has also been tackled, although it's still going on. The development partners came in play to support the clean cooking initiative and the issues through government, definitely, and through other bilateral agencies, the private sector.
Let us go into a short break. When we return, the conversation continues. Don't touch your knob.
This is Witness Radio, connecting indigenous and local community voices.
You're listening to Eyes on a Just Energy Transition.
Welcome from that break. You are still listening to Eyes on a Just Energy Transition. During the conference this year, the experts will share the journey and the achievements, new improvements in the technology, and the challenges to be addressed.
REC2025 will involve a lot of things. First, we shall be having dialogue, discussions under different titles or themes. NREC categorized the renewable energy sector under 5 themes or thematic areas. There is finance, a thematic area on finance, a thematic area on technology development and deployment. There's a thematic area on training and research in renewable energy. There's a thematic area on policy, planning, market standards of renewable energy. And planning, that's another thematic area. And then there is another thematic area on knowledge and information management about renewable energy and its deployment. So, in dealing with renewable energy issues in REC, in the Renewable Energy Conference, most of the topics that we develop are categorized or grouped under each of these 5 thematic areas.
Yes.
So when people or participants come converge to discuss, there are panel discussions, there are presentations, panel discussions, presentations, and then it's general discussions where questions are asked from the participants to the panelists or to the presenters, after which resolutions are made, and then at the end of the day, there is an exhibition of all the different technologies, innovations, and how they can be applied in for the development of the general economy, and how they can be adopted. These are the things that happen under in the Renewable Energy Conference. In this 2025 Renewable Energy Conference, we shall be exhibiting and showcasing cutting-edge clean energy technologies through all of those methods. Some sessions will be demonstrating state-of-the-art research and emerging sustainable renewable energy technologies and trends. Some sessions and presentation dealing with finance will be spotlighting investment opportunities across the renewable energy value chain. Some sessions and presentation will be dealing with the exploring pathways for resilient and self-reliant supply chains, of course, about renewable energy. we are not isolated here. So there is a session and a seeking of strengthening local and international collaboration and partnerships.
He says that information dissemination is a great achievement for the country, especially about renewable energy.
So also, the country benefits from REC and Expo through information dissemination about what is existing, what is working, what is not working, what are the challenges, how to go about them in renewable energy.
Yes.
This is how the country benefits. And that's what we should be posting about, because the renewable energy and energy issues have come to the fore. They have been recognized as viable and real practical solutions for social and economic development, as well as mitigating environmental concerns and issues that have now been brought to the fore through advancing information on clean energy and its transition through the REC and REC.
He adds that the country also boasts of the use of renewable energy, which has now been recognized as a viable and really practical solutions for social and economic development, as well as mitigating environmental concerns. Chimule urges that through advancing information on clean energy and its transition through REC and Expo, such issues have now been brought to light. With this, Chimule says, the focus is on accelerating clean energy adoption, training, and research.
Of course, under this theme, we are almost looking at all the thematic areas I mentioned earlier, but probably from different angles. Now, we are generally looking, mostly focusing the strength of focus this time is being put on accelerating or contributing to an accelerated clean energy transition through increased access to energy as energy transition plan states.
Another focus will be on the youth and their appeal of modern energy to the youth, since these are now major users of the renewable energy. But what are some of the areas of concern that the conference must address? Chimule says REC2025 should address policy formulation and implementation.
Issues to do with the appropriate policy formulation and the implementation should be addressed. Standards or these technologies, issues about to finance, affordable financing schemes, investment in renewable energy, of course, lack of skills about renewable energy technologies and how to build capacity in the renewable energy. These are some of the issues, of course, and that should be addressed.
The civil society expects the REC2025 and Expo to address several community issues, including biomass, agriculture, finance levels, and the policy and technology transfer.
We are not yet there. It's a big challenge that the country is facing, and therefore our effort in terms of talking about it gives us an opportunity at the REC do it, but also people come with solutions, potential solutions from local level to financing levels to technology transfer that can offset some of these challenges. So these are things that I think as far as related, but also policy-wise, we also been inputting into how coding for how the renewable energy can also be of use to other sectors, so that it doesn't stand alone. Agriculture, for example, renewable energy for production, how best can it be of use to the potential people, to SMEs that are really dependent, they need energy, but then they only have only one option. They think that the only option the world is about the grid power. But so the discussion around how energy can be diversified has also been and remains so very, very important. So policy-wise, we think we have been talking about the sectors, the actors, but also linking the vertical in terms of the Uganda in relation to the commitments at the global level, but also the global discussions around sustainability, renewable energy, and climate change.
At the moment, the country is on the journey of transition and is advancing with the renewable energy technology. Chimule says so far, 15% to 20% of renewable energy technologies have now been done. And the adoption ranges from 10% to 20% depending on the technology applied.
This is Witness Radio.
On land, we not only grow food to feed our families, but also make a living.
Witness Radio.
Witness Radio.
Witness Radio.
Witness Radio.
The world is moving toward renewable energy, but will it be just for everyone? Tune in to Eyes on a Just Energy Transition every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 10 a.m. East African Standard Time, where we explore how Africa can embrace clean energy without leaving communities behind. Because justice must fuel the transition. The energy future is here, but who benefits?
Witness Radio.
Witness Radio.
Witness Radio.
Witness Radio.
Thank you for listening to Witness Radio from where we started to now that we have come to the end of Eyes on a Just Energy Transition. Always catch us every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday from 10 a.m. East African Standard Time via our website at www.witnessradio.org or download the Witness Radio app on Google Play Store. Simply type in Witness Radio and download the app. In case of comments, reach out to us on WhatsApp, which is +256 745 965 765, or through calling us directly on 256 414 697 221. My name is Mwiri Stephen. Have a good day.
That was Eyes on a Just Energy Transition, amplifying community voices and keeping justice at the center of Africa's clean energy shift. Join us again next time and keep your eyes open for change.